shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Blancmange. Once again, big shout out to Han Solo, who's not only made a compilation available, but we have some albums to go through after this. But the next tune on the compilation is The Day Before You Came. It's an ABBA cover. I'm excited. This is a tune, and the original ABBA version, that I really consider among their best. It's like this heavy, dark, gothic sounding tune. There were a number of interpretations I found very interesting. When I first heard it, I was trying to follow the lines I did catch, and I caught bits and pieces, but then I was fascinated to read the comments. It seemed like a lot of the opinions were that the person who came eventually killed the narrator. There were some people who were saying it's similar to that, but it's a bit more poetic or literary, meaning the person who came is actually death itself. So I was really intrigued by the different interpretations, but either way, I think it's a masterpiece, especially sonically. It just has this atmosphere and density to it, so I'm curious to hear what Blancmange will do with it. As I've mentioned a number of times already, I've really enjoyed the sonic atmosphere, but especially the vocals. The lead singer, when he goes to that next level of intensity, his vocal quality, it just has this pop to it. So I'm looking forward to hearing a tune I already like a great deal, but perhaps reconfigured at least somewhat, but at the very least with a different voice and one that I enjoy. So we'll have to see what it sounds like. This is Blancmange. The tune is The Day Before You Came, an ABBA cover, and it's included on a greatest hits compilation provided by a friend of the channel, Han Solo.
Because I always do. My train, I'm certain, left the station just when it was due. I must have read the morning paper going into town, and having gotten through the editorial, no doubt I must have frowned. I must have made my desk around the 9:15, with letters to be read and heaps of papers waiting to be signed. I must have gone to lunch at 12:30 or so, the usual place, the usual bunch. And still on top of this, I'm pretty sure it must have rained the day before you came. I must have lit my 7th cigarette at 2:30. And at the time I never even noticed I was blue.
It's different, but the spirit is very much...
I must have kept on dragging through the business of the day, without really doing anything. I hid a part of me away. At 5 I must have left. There's no exception to the rule. A matter of routine. I've done it ever since I finished school. The train back home again. Undoubtedly I must have read the evening paper then. Oh yes, I'm sure my life was well within its usual frame the day before you came. Along the way to buy some Chinese food to go. I'm sure I had my dinner watching something on TV. There's not, I think, a single episode of Dallas that I didn't see.
As I said in the ABBA reaction, that's a lot of episodes.
I must have gone to bed around the 10:15. I need a lot of sleep, so I like to be in bed. dream, but I have no sense of living without pain. The day before you came, and turning out the lights, I must have longed and cuddled up for yet another night. And rattling on the roof, I must have heard the sound of rain. The day before you came.
I love this sultry brass. Yeah, look, first I want to give credit to ABBA. It's an amazing tune. As I said, it's in my pantheon for them, and there's a number of tunes that I enjoy on that level. But yeah, ultimately, I think this is a faithful and, in the same spirit cover. I enjoy the sound of the lead singer's voice here, even if, it's a different, it's different in multiple respects. Like, I think the tone that he's singing in is a little bit less somber. It's a bit more, like, I don't know how to put it, like vintage gentleman. Like, he feels like he's affecting a character a little bit, and then ultimately it sounds a bit tongue-in-cheek. But yeah, ultimately it's, I think the Sonics felt very much in a similar territory, even if it wasn't an identical sound. And when I was going through the Erasure ABBA-esque EP, there were a number of people who were like, this is such a disservice to the original. So I don't know if people feel the same way about that. I know ABBA fans, are keen to give credit to the original, and I completely understand that. But ultimately, I do enjoy a good cover, and as someone who for over my teenage years and into my 20s ended up hearing some like punk covers of like 80s songs that I knew, and it was like, oh man, this is so cool. It's I listened to a lot of punk rock, but this is a tune that I remember from my single digit days and so on. So I've always been partial to a good cover, and this is a really good song to cover. It makes me wonder, I think Day Before You Came was like released as like on a record in '82, which like is after their final album. Essentially, they were already broken up. But I don't know what year this would have been released, given that it's a greatest hits compilation. So do let me know, like, chronologically how long after the original this one was composed and released. But like I said, I love the original. I think this is a really cool cover. Shout out to Blancmange. As I said, further, we have not only the rest of this greatest hits compilation to go through, but we have some proper albums. So once again, shout out to Han Solo. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.